Today, family, I'm gonna teach you how you can play the best possible defense your team can do online and offline. What you see in front of you is pretty much flawless defense. Every option the offense tried to create was completely shut down by my Denver Nuggets. Now, this does not happen by accident. It takes a specific set of settings, so I'm going to show it to you all today. And yes, this does work. I mean, look at my RTTP record here, undefeated. The only loss I got was because of the server error. But you can see from the defensive side, I have held every opponent in all different styles to this around the same amount of points, 38, 40-ish. This defense is absolutely solid if you can handle it correctly with your own skills. I have also taught this to Cash Nasty. He runs this in 2K Wars, and the two times that he did run it, he blew out STG by 21 and Jester the Laser by 17. This defense works and it does not break as long as you set it up correctly and you play good defense yourself. The computer will not hurt you if you play it right. So, with that said, it's really late over here, so excuse my get up. It's comfortable this way. So I will teach you the defense today. It's gonna involve PoE and specific settings depending on the team you're facing. So I'll show you more over time, but I'll show you today against the Timberwolves because I have a lot of footage. It takes a lot of really good footage to make a defensive tutorial, so I will make more of these over time, so let's focus on this. And make sure you click the link above to watch my previous 2 defensive settings tutorials because some of those principles do apply, but this one is the best set of settings post-patch. So let's take a look at it. Now, in terms of the defensive PoE, you want to set it to neutral defensive focus with neutral defensive aggression. And you also want to go to the defensive settings, and so this is all settings, right? On the first page, you can set it to all. You want to force everybody baseline. Doesn't matter who it is, set it to all. And at the same time, you want to make sure you go to switch rule and change it to switch guards only. Now, a lot of you that plays a lot of 2K understand these games have sometimes crazy rotations from everywhere that makes no sense on the defensive end. And some of the worst ones you'll ever see is the one where your power forward is guarding his guy perfectly fine, but the center will step up and force a switch with you and then leave his guy open. If you turn the switch rule to guards only, it will eliminate a lot of those problems. So we'll begin by looking at how to deal with shooting wing players, okay? So Kevin Martin is the sample here. So these are the settings you want. You want smother and deny. And for the on-ball screen and the such, you just want to go under and soft hedge because Kevin Martin is not that type of player. So it depends. But most importantly, you want to set the off-ball to deny. Now, you ask, why don't I want to set it to tight? Well, let me show you what happens if you set it to tight. Focus on Kevin Martin here, who is being guarded by Evan Fournier on the right side of the court. I mean, look at Evan Fournier. He is going to run to the paint for no reason when the paint is completely covered, leave Martins open, and he hits the free. Now, this is caused by the fact that Evan Fournier is on tight. And when you set it on tight, it actually allows him to make a decision on how much help he can offer. This is a huge concept. You need to understand this. Every player in the game has a different rating level in terms of help defensive IQ. The lower the rating, the dumber they're going to be. Evan Fournier's help defensive IQ is not very high. So when I set it to tight, I'm actually allowing him to make a decision on his own. And you can see he made a terrible decision there. So this gets worse if you set it to auto, because then he just makes any decision he wants. So deny on Kevin Martin is important not because he can shoot. That's part of it. But the most important part you need to understand is that you want to set it to deny because you don't want to give Fournier the option of making a decision because his help defensive IQ not high enough. If it's Kawhi Leonard, okay, maybe let him make a decision. Lower help defensive IQ players, anything lower than 75, no. Set it to deny and just give him an absolute job so he will not screw you over. Alright? So let's take a look at what happens now when I've set it to deny now, right? So Fournier is going to deny Kevin Martin now. And you can see in this possession, I want you to focus on Kevin Martin on the right side again. He's being guarded by Gallinari. Now this is bad. The thing about deny at the same time though is, although it's helpful because it won't make your defender make dumb decisions, I'm putting Gallinari deny on Kevin Martin. And Gallinari's slow. So if he puts it on deny, he's going to get backdoored. So this is a decision you need to make on your own. Are you going... If you're going to deny a player, you need to make sure you have someone who is quicker. And if your roster can't handle that and he's going to be slower, then you better be ready to go off ball sometimes just to back off and stop the backdoor on your own. In that position there, I failed. I did not stop it, so I gave up 2 points. Now let's take a look again. This time, we got Evan Fournier on the right side again. He's denying Kevin Martin, as you can see. Now because Evan Fournier's got ball foot speed, the deny worked. We were able to stop the pass from going to Kevin Martin. So, with deny on, Evan Fournier is no longer making dumb decisions on his own, and because he is kind of athletic, he matches up in athleticism with Kevin Martin, he was able to deny and get the steal. And we play defense because great defense always leads to easy offense. Bang! So, remember, those are the things you need to understand between tight and deny. If you have a great defender guarding a good shooter, you can go tight. Like Kawhi Leonard is the example, or Paul George. But if you have a dumb defender like J.R. Smith guarding a shooter, you want to go deny because you don't want to give J.R. the option of making a decision. He is going to make a bad one. And the things about these bad help defensive IQ decisions is that one bad decision leads to another AI defender who has low defensive IQ to make another bad decision. So a lot of you are experiencing crazy breakdown on D. That's what it is. You need to manage your team's help defensive IQ. The dumber the player, the less responsibility and decision making you give him. Deny is the best way because you don't let him make any decision. But if he's slow-footed and you set it to deny, then you better be able to defend some backdoors on your own. Alright? Help defensive IQ maintenance. That's the key on guarding wing players. Now let's move on to how to guard pick and roll ball handlers. In this instance, we're guarding Ricky Rubio, so he's a handler that can't shoot. So what we're going to do is, once again, everybody's being forced baseline. With a handler who can't shoot, you want to go under and soft hedge. Don't do hard hedge because it's just too aggressive. Under and soft hedge will do the trick. You can see here in this clip, Rubio is about to run a pick and roll. And you can see the under and soft hedge guarding him fantastically. The pick and roll is going to come from KG. Nurkic steps up, Moutier goes under, he takes a bad jump shot, that's challenged by 2 guys, shut down. Now, the reason I was able to play that defensive possession so balanced and so clean is because I actually understand, I use the tool that 2K gives me, and it's the who to guard arrow. Alright, so you want to go to controller settings and make sure you turn who to guard on. And what does who to guard arrow is here? You can see it here one more time. Look at my defenders, so white shirt Nuggets. You see that blue arrow? It tells me who I'm guarding. Now most of the time this is trivial, right? You know who you're guarding. But when a pick and roll comes, you need to know who's doing what. So Moutier at this point is still guarding Rubio. He's going to go under the screen. Now Rubio at this point has become Nurkic's responsibility. You can see Nurkic's blue arrow pointing at Rubio. This means Moutier has lost his defensive assignment with Rubio. He's going to come back. But at this point, Nurkic has got that. So you need to defend Rubio with Nurkic. Just stop his driving lane. And now watch. See, Nurkic at this point has switched over back to KG. So now you understand Moutier is going to close out on this shot. You don't need to do this yourself because the arrow is from Nurkic is pointing KG. That means Moutier understands again. He's got Rubio and he does exactly that. He goes back, challenges the shot. Great defense. So make sure you understand the concept of the who to guard arrow, alright? Very, very important during pick and roll defense. So that's 2 things I've showed you. Help defensive IQ manage maintenance on shooting wings with tight and deny. The higher the defensive IQ, make him go tight. Low defensive IQ, make him go deny. During pick and rolls, make sure you understand the concept of the who to guard arrow so you know who is doing what and who is going under, and the soft hedge, etc. Soft hedge is the best way to go. Don't do anything else. If it's a shooter, go over. If it's not a shooter, go under. Make sure when the pick and roll is happening, you're looking at the arrow to see who is doing what. Alright?